Lecture 5. Phonetic Expressive Means and Stylistic Devices. Hello, students. Today's lecture is dedicated to the phonetic level of stylistic analysis, the most subtle yet emotionally charged layer of language. Phonetics often goes unnoticed in everyday speech, but in literature, advertising, and oratory, the way something sounds may be just as important as what it means. Stylistics does not limit itself to lexical choices or grammar. It also examines how sound contributes to meaning, mood, rhythm, and aesthetic effect. Poets, speechwriters, and authors have long used sound to intensify emotion, create musicality, and leave a lasting impression. Let's explore some of the key phonetic expressive means, EMs, and stylistic devices, SDs, that shape how we perceive and feel language. 1. Onomatopoeia. Let's start with onomatopoeia, which refers to words that imitate natural sounds. These can be sounds made by animals, meow, roar, by objects, buzz, clang, or by humans, giggle, whisper. There are two main types of onomatopoeia. Direct onomatopoeia includes clearly imitative words like ding-dong, cuckoo, bang, and thud. Indirect onomatopoeia, sometimes called echo writing, refers to sound patterns that mirror the sense of what is being described. Edgar Allan Poe gives a brilliant example. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain. The repetition of mimics the soft whispering of fabric. This stylistic device enhances emotional coloring, intensifies mood, and draws the reader's attention to specific sensory experiences. 2. Alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of initial consonant sounds in closely positioned words. It adds rhythm, cohesion, and emphasis to an utterance. Example, deep into the darkness peering. Long I stood there wondering, fearing. Edgar Allan Poe. This repetition of me, Robin Tentagia continda the metrally builds suspense and emotional intensity. In modern speech, alliteration is common in advertising slogans. Reduce, reuse, recycle, or big, bold, beautiful. Alliteration has ancient roots. It was fundamental in Old English poetry, like Beowulf, and continues to be used for mnemonic, aesthetic, and rhetorical effect. 3. Euphony and cacophony. Language can be pleasant or harsh to the ear. That's where euphony and cacophony come in. Euphony refers to the use of harmonious, smooth, and pleasing sounds, often through soft consonants and long vowels. Example, the moan of doves in immemorial elms, and murmuring of innumerable bees. Tennyson. Cacophony, by contrast, is the use of harsh, discordant, jarring sounds, often to create discomfort or tension. Example, nor soul helps flesh now more than flesh helps soul. Browning. Writers choose between euphony and cacophony depending on the tone they wish to set, calm or chaos, beauty or brutality. 4. Assonance and consonance. These are subtler forms of repetition. Assonance is the repetition of vowel sounds in stressed syllables. Example, tell this soul with sorrow laden, if within the distant Aidenn. Poe. The long sound gives the line a mournful, echoing effect. Consonance is the repetition of consonant sounds, especially at the end or middle of words. Example, blank and think, strong and string. Both devices are frequently used in song lyrics, modern poetry, and slogans to create cohesion and rhythm without full rhyme. 5. Rhyme. Rhyme is one of the most recognizable poetic devices. It is the repetition of similar or identical sound combinations at the end of lines. There are several types of rhyme. Full rhyme, perfect match of stressed vowel and following consonants. Night light. Incomplete rhyme. Similarity in either vowels, flesh, fresh, or consonants, worth, forth. I rhyme, words that look alike in spelling but sound different. Love, prove. Also, based on structure, we identify. Couplet, A. Triplet, triple A. Cross rhyme, a bob. Frame rhyme, ring, a ba. Internal rhyme, within a line. I dwelt alone in a world of moan. Rhyme gives poetry, musicality, closure, and predictability, which helps the listener follow rhythm and structure. 6. Rhythm and meter. Rhythm is the pattern of stresses in spoken or written language. It exists not only in poetry, but in prose, speeches, and even casual conversation. Rhythm brings language to life. It can calm, excite, seduce, or provoke. It influences pace, tone, and emotional impact. Key metrical patterns in English: iambic, unstressed, stressed. Those evening bells. Trochaic, stressed, unstressed. Welling waters, winsome words. Dactylic, stressed, unstressed, unstressed. Why do you cry, Willie? Anapestic, unstressed, unstressed, stressed. 'Twas the night before Christmas. Amphibrochic, unstressed, stressed, unstressed. A diller, a dollar. According to V.M. Ziermunsky, meter is a fixed, mechanical pattern, while rhythm is more flexible and intuitive, often requiring interpretation. In prose, rhythm may emerge from repeating sentence structures, parallelism, or emotional cadence. 7. Why phonetics matters in stylistics. Phonetic stylistic devices are not used randomly. They reflect authorial intention, emotional resonance, and genre convention. Poets use sound to mirror meaning. Politicians use rhythm and repetition to influence and persuade. Advertisers rely on alliteration and rhyme to make messages memorable. When analyzing literary texts, we must pay attention not only to what is said, but how it sounds. Sound is not a decorative layer. It is part of the meaning. Let's wrap up. The phonetic level of stylistic analysis reveals how sound becomes meaningful, emotional, and powerful. Whether it's the hiss of onomatopoeia, the charm of rhyme, or the tension of cacophony, sound design in language is a tool of beauty and persuasion. As future linguists and teachers, you must learn to hear what the text is, not just saying, but singing, whispering, or screaming. Thank you for your attention. And listen closely to language, always.